This Gypsy, who the fuck does Gypsy Rose Blanchard think she's fooling, man? And at this point, with anybody with any sense at all knows that Gypsy Rose Blanchard does not have a baby. She never gave birth. All right. If she really had a baby, guys, there would not be one single AI generated thing out there with her and her baby. How come every single thing she does? Remember the playpen that came in the mail where we had the AI generated baby in there? She pretends is Aurora, and the birthday party AI generated shit. Everything we get surrounding this supposed baby of hers is something AI generated, or she puts the stickers on their face and all this bullshit. Why, man? Why is she doing AI generated shit? Why? Is this to protect her? Oh, I really do have a daughter. I really do have a real daughter, but I'm just putting out AI generated things instead. Why put anything out at all? Why not just stand by your, I'm not putting my kid on the internet at all? Because you're a lying fucking bitch, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and you know I'm on your ass, and you know I'm right. You know you never had a goddamn baby, and the walls are closing in on you, man. The walls are closing in on you. You would have never pulled this shit with all this AI generated bullshit if you really had a baby. It doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense, and if it doesn't make sense, it's because something it's not true, or it's being monkeyed with. Okay. It doesn't make sense that you would do that. No one would do that. No one would make AI generated shit and show us all these different babies and stuff all the time and try to pass it off as your own. And she's doing nothing but responding and reactionary to, I hate to sound like this, but every time I say something to her, she runs out and then does it. You know, I'm like, oh, she's going to have to show, what's she going to do? I said before, she's going to have to get rid of this kid. She's going to get rid of this fake baby because, and I listed a bunch of shit, which was foolish of me, saying, how about she's the Christmas shopping and the baby's first birthday? And I listed all these things. And what does she do? Next couple days later, she's running out there shopping. I'm shopping now for her birthday and Christmas together, and wearing her candy cane sweater to soften things up and make her look relatable, like she's this sweet little mommy, when she's just a lying fucking bitch running around trying to shut the few of us up that have enough sense to know that she doesn't have a baby and this is all fake. Every time I do something, it's reactionary. They come out and try to do something to, I kept saying, there's no reason not to show us this baby. Then they start, right? Well, then I said, well, if it was really her baby, she wouldn't have a sticker on its face and doing all this. What? Then we get AI generated babies showing their face because, shut me up. It's all, watch. When I say stuff, we get reactionary shit. She reacts to it. Okay? I hate to sound like, it sounds arrogant and everything. And I'm not saying it's just me, but I have seen her actually do shit and respond to shit that I brought up a couple of days later after I do. So I know they do. Okay? But what I'm trying to tell you guys is, and I'm trying to tell you, Gypsy, motherfucker, I know you're watching this, Ash Blonde 6. It is so obvious now that you don't have a baby for real. It's absolutely disgusting and despicable that you're still trying to pull this shit. Because you would never, ever do anything AI generated with him. Not even one time, man. Why would anyone do that? Are you really going to say, I'm trying to protect my kid, so I'm just going to give you AI generated shit and just try to pretend like it's her? Come on, you guys, this doesn't make sense, man. If you really had a kid, if she really had a kid, Gypsy, if you really had a kid, motherfucker, you wouldn't be frantically trying to edit her into Wikipedia. We've all seen it. And they won't allow it. How come you can't get your kid listed in Wikipedia? And you certainly would have by now. You were in the other day scrambling around trying to make it look like it's all Nick and none of you, and your mother was abusing the shit out of you because you're an abuse survivor, an author and an abuse survivor. She doesn't have a baby, guys. And we got to stay on her ass. You want to know why? Because I love the truth train. Woo, woo, choo, choo. Truth train. But you guys' goal is to get the mainstream media. Mainstream media will not touch her. You notice we're not going to hear anything in the mainstream media about Bree. I don't even want to talk about Bree anymore, though, because I feel like that's a distraction. I really feel like Gypsy and them called on Bree just to get the heat off of her in these fucking videos. I think I really believe that now. Let's see how the case goes, though. But I don't even know where I was going with this, man. But she doesn't have a baby, and this is absolutely disgusting that everyone's going along with it, man. And these people that are allowing her to use their kids, because some of it's real babies, some of it's AI generated. You guys wouldn't believe the shit I'm hearing, man. People are telling me this Rachel Garlick person that she's popped up and she's got a baby. I'm being told this other person named Heather, I guess they were a Christian couple reportedly or whatever. They got kids that they're using. I got someone that told me that Ken's sister looks just like Gypsy and that she's conveniently in jail right now and also has a little girl. I'm also told that Bree's family has a fucking family daycare that could supply children. I'm getting inundated with all this shit. You guys, there wouldn't be any kind of controversy like this even if she really had a baby. I've never even heard of anything like this, man. It's the easiest thing in the world to do is to prove you have a baby. Just pick the kid up, Gypsy, in a fucking live stream and show us. Interact with your baby, talk to your baby and all this and show us. But you won't because you can't because you don't have a baby, man. You have zero when she's around any of these, when this fake shit she does, zero maternal bond with her, zero. It looks like nothing, like they have no relationship, man. Okay? This is all fake as fuck. And what I was trying to say is the mainstream media will never touch her, guys. That's why we're not gonna hear anything about Bree. Again, I'm not going to talk about Bree anymore. I don't want to because I feel it's a distraction. But you won't hear him talk about Bree, and you won't hear him talking about these videos coming out now, right? She was a media darling when she got out because, guys, all the news media is owned by the club we ain't in up top. All right? The news media was created. Why do you think every country in the world has news? It's not to tell we got to get the truth out to the people and tell them what's going on. No, it's not. The news was created so the people... for the people to hear what the government wants us to believe. And it's that way in all the countries. Okay? The journalists we see, those are actors. Okay? And that's what the news is, okay, guys? And the mainstream media. And the TV shows and all that bullshit, that's what bread and circus is. It's to keep us all distracted and our mind off of the bullshit. Because if we didn't have all this other shit going on, and we really sat and thought about what the government was doing to us and how fucking stupid everything is, how crazy it is, everything, and how we're not free, and how they're stealing from us and abusing the shit out of us and taking our rights away little by little every day, we would notice that shit. You see, so the mainstream media will not ever turn on her unless she pisses the brotherhood off so bad, or she fucks up so bad, or doesn't agree to go to ritual, or they ask her for another body because she's not producing any money for them at all right now. Okay? They give you opportunities, but that's what they provide you with, opportunity after opportunity, which she's had all these books and documentaries and all this shit, but she's supposed to have something ongoing to give back too. Right? Okay, I'm sure they're going to set her up with child trafficking somewhere here soon because it seems to be that's all this bitch knows how to do, which will basically just be, glorified babysitting. That's all. But it's a big deal, though, because in the end, these children are going to end up at the wealthy elites. That's where they end up for the defilement rituals. The defilement rituals make the world go round, okay, for a number of reasons, and I'll do a whole video on that again, I suppose. But I just want you to know, guys, the truth train is going to hit a brick wall because the mainstream media will never, ever, the best we can hope for is some of these independent, big content creators to pick it up and run with it. But the mainstream media is not going to do anything like that unless unless she gets like booted, so to speak, and they decide to come after her or whatever, or they don't care anymore and they're like, sick it on her. Or we may see them, or they could come out and do an intentional piece that looks bad, but is not as bad as it could be to divert from the real bad shit. They can do it that way too, maybe. But they're not going to touch her for the most part, guys. You see. So, the best way to do this, guys, I'm telling you, man, is we got to keep at her and prove that she does not have a baby. We got to keep at these people. Okay? All we need is some big-time famous person to send their fancy attorneys to the courthouse there in La Bouche and see about all this shit with the fucking divorce and find out that there was no paternity test at all. Paternity was not established. And I don't care who you are or what you think or what's what. If you turned up pregnant within the bounds of marriage, okay, and you're trying to say that the man that you're married to currently within those bounds of marriage is not the daddy, then there's going to be some paternity tests ordered. And it's going to start with the husband, whether you say it's his or not. And no one was court ordered. And that is all we need, is someone like that to go find that out, ask a couple questions, corner a couple people, and it will all come out. And then we'll have her by the balls. And then everything else they can look at and they can talk about and they'll think about. But the mainstream, there's no getting around that, guys. If it comes out and everyone knows for sure that she never had a baby and she faked that, number one, her fans and followers or whatever are going to turn on her. There's no coming back for that, man. The way she's tricked them and had all these people tugging at their heartstrings thinking, wow, man, at least now she's a good mom. And you should see the comments in these videos, man. I go in there just to see the comments. Oh, you're such a good mom. It's so great. You've come so far, come such a long way. I knew you'd be a great mom and all this fucking shit. And I'm like, wow. She doesn't even have a baby and she's eating it all up and she's allowing it. It's disgusting. And, you know, my God, I know people are fucked in the head nowadays, but there's got to be a large majority of them aren't going to appreciate that when they find out she doesn't really have a baby. And she's just stringing us all along with bullshit after bullshit. It also takes down Lifetime, guys. There's a lot behind this. Although it will take down Lifetime in a sense, but guys, they're going to get right out of it. They have entertainment attorneys work for them. Those are some of the lowest scum of the whole fucking earth, okay? They are the ambulance chasers of ambulance chasers and will do anything for money. And they're going to come out and they're going to say, no, that bitch is loony. I mean, come on, guys. As evidenced by she went to prison for killing her fucking mother and blaming it on an autistic man. We already know she's loony, right? They will capitalize on that. They'll tell the truth then. Lifetime will tell the truth at that point and say, well, she lost the baby, but you know, she had this reborn doll that we gave her for therapy. You know, we thought it would help her get over her losing her baby, and she just went crazy with it. Well, our TV show is just loosely based. It was a reality based, loosely based on her life. It was reality based, not a reality show. It was reality based, loosely on the life of this dumb motherfucker. So they follow her around, and she's acting crazy and thinks she has a baby. She still really thinks she's pregnant, really had a baby. Well, who are we to judge and get in the middle of that? All we're doing is documenting her life. And the motherfucker thinks she had a baby? Well, who are we? We're not psychologists and psychiatrists here at Lifetime. And that is what they'll do. It was a reality based, loosely on her life. Okay? No one's going to get in trouble there. No one's going to get arrested at Lifetime. No one's going to get sued or have to pay any money. They already have a shit reputation. Everyone knows how disgusting they are already as it is. Look at the co-owners of Lifetime. The fucking devil himself owns it. All right, so, and that's what's going to happen. She can't come back from that, guys. This is the way to get her. We got to pound it into everybody. Everyone that doesn't know, convince them. Everybody that hasn't even heard yet that she doesn't have a baby, there's lots of people that don't even know, haven't even heard one of us sensible ones try to tell you she doesn't have a fucking baby. And I need you guys to get that out there, man. This is how we'll do it. This is the way to do it. We got to get someone big to realize she doesn't have a baby. Everyone's already seen all these videos. The sting is leaving from those videos and all that shit. We prove to everyone and make it common knowledge the fact that she never gave birth and doesn't have a baby. That's it for her. That's a wrap. That is it for her. This is what we got to work on, guys. This is what we got to do. See you in the next video.